channel. In true New Year's fashion, I have resolutions. Now, I'm not even gonna go back and watch my video from last year because I probably failed at every single resolution that I talked about in that video. Off of work. And I really had some time to reflect on the past year and take a real good look at myself and decide, you know, are you right now the person you want to be? Obviously, I feel very blessed to have a wonderful family, a wonderful husband, a beautiful daughter, a job, a home. Like, obviously, in those aspects of my life, yes, I'm where I want to be. There are several things personally that I want to be better at. So when I was reflecting, I said, you know what, Sarah, you're gonna pick, you know, 3 to 5 things that you really want to strive to work towards in the new year. You don't want a crazy list, because if you get a crazy list and you have 1,000,001 things you want to do in 2015, you're not going to be successful. So I wanted to limit it to 3 to 5 things that were doable, that were something that if I achieved, I was going to be better for it. Not like, oh, save up so I can buy a new purse. I'm talking like real, tangible things that I can do that are going to make me just a better person overall, a better person, you know, so I feel better about myself, better for my family, things of that nature. I want you guys to know, if you haven't been with me for a while, you're new to my channel, or maybe I just don't talk about it a lot, and this is getting so off topic, but this is how this video is gonna go. If you're looking for a short video about New Year's resolutions, this ain't it. So you can stop watching right now and get on with your day. So you understand a little bit about me and my life before I dive into what I want to, be better at. I'm just gonna kind of start there. So I'm 30, I'm married, and I have a child who is gonna be 3 this year. I work full-time, Monday through Friday. I go to an office job. I'm there for 8.5 hours a day, and I come home. So our daughter is in daycare full-time because of that. My husband also works full-time. He gets up really, really early, and most times we're getting home at the same time. I also work 1 day a month at Merle Norman, which I know you guys are like, 1 day a month, really? But yes, it's 1 weekend out of the month that I sacrifice spending time with my family to work and follow a passion and something that I love to do. I also am a Stella and Dot stylist. So I also have that going, whether it's online trunk shows or physical trunk shows at somebody's home, I have that going on. So on top of all of that, I have a YouTube channel, obviously, and I upload, or try, end of last year was a little sketch, we had family in town, whatevs. I also try to upload 3 days a week. So between working full-time, working part-time, or working full-time and doing 2 part-time jobs, plus being a wife and a mother, I film videos, I edit them, and I upload them 3 days a week. So as you can already tell, my life is very busy and very chaotic. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. That's not what this is about. This is obviously my choice to do YouTube. If I didn't do YouTube, I would have a whole heck of a lot of free time. But a lot of time and energy goes into creating a channel, maintaining a channel, and building a channel. So for those of you that like to stop by and spew your negative BS, keep that in mind before you sit behind your keyboard and spew at the mouth, because some of us do the best we can, and if you don't like what you're seeing and you don't believe we're giving it our all, then by all means click unsubscribe and take yourself somewhere else. And this is supposed to be a video about resolutions, and I'm getting off. I'm just gonna kind of reel it in. But that's a little bit about what my life has going on in it right now. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about my New Year's resolutions. A lot of them, you know, I'm going to have to make time for myself. I don't do enough of that. Yes, you know, I watch YouTube videos, and yes, you know, I have shows that I watch, but I don't really take time for myself to like grow, which I think a lot of times if you sacrifice that aspect of your life, you may find that a lot of, I don't want to say resentment, that's not the word. Time for yourself, you could just end up in a real, like for growth, personal growth, you're gonna wind up in a place that's not very pretty. Without getting too dark, that is like my main focus, is personal growth. And there are aspects of my life that I need to adjust and I need to change so that I can grow personally, I can learn things and just be better. So then obviously personal, I said personal, or my personal growth, I mentioned that. I need to be better about this little ditty right here. Which is really, really dirty. I need to be better about this guy right here. I need to be better about when I get home, it needs to go in my bedroom and I need to put it away until family time is done. Baby's in bed, and then, you know, I can go online again if I want to. Also be better about, you know, half hour to 45 minutes turning, you know, like no social media, nothing, no YouTube, nothing. And take that time to unwind, to relax, and give myself some time to really, you know, just relax and unwind for the day. A lot of times I go, like right up to bed, that I'm just so exhausted that, okay, now it's bedtime. And it's like I've done nothing for myself. So I find, I feel that if I kind of pull back on the time that I'm spending on my phone, that I may find I'll have more time to unwind at night. I want to read more. That's kind of, I was part of a book club. I can't even say I'm in the book club anymore because I read one book and it was like we started last summer. So I need to be better about that. So put my phone away, and that it's going to free up time to read before bed. So I need to do that. And I know some of you are probably like, really, that's a resolution? Yes, it is, because I'll tell you what, I go from the minute I get up, I work all day, I race home, pick up my kid, do the whole dinner, bath time, family time, and then I shower, and before I know it, it's, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and I need to be going to bed because my day starts really early. So if I can put down my phone and free up 30 to 45 minutes a night to read or reflect or, you know, whatever it may be, I hope to find that I'm not going to feel like I'm in a dark place, like I don't do anything for myself. So that's kind of what I want to do personally. And part of the whole personal thing, and I know spirituality and things like that are kind of difficult for some people to talk about. Obviously, I'm not going to divulge, you know, get into like my whole religious beliefs and whatnot about that, because that's just, no. But I need also to grow spiritually. And I hope to read a little bit more books that might help me grow in that way. So if you know, have any recommendations of books that might help me with that aspect, I would really, really appreciate feedback in the comments below. because I'm like totally lost when it comes to that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like finding your inner whatever. It could just be, you know, books that make you think like that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm not making sense. But if you've read any good books that may help guide me in some sort of spiritual direction, I would really, really appreciate that. So the next thing I want to focus on this year is cutting back on frivolous spending. I have been a shopper since I was like out of my mom's womb. They joke all the time that like I was ready to go to the mall with my mom, and I told everybody I was born to shop and all these things. So I've been a shopper my entire life. I keep pulling at this because I'm getting nervous. As some of you might know, I'm kind of started this no-buy situation with Jackie, and the goal was to do a no-buy until our birthdays in May. Well, Christmas, you know, November was strong. December posed to be a little bit of a problem because it's Christmas and I have Christmas money, and so I did some shopping of that nature, which obviously when people gift you money, they want you to buy something that you want, whatever. So I got to thinking that maybe a no-buy is unrealistic for somebody like me. And I know some of you are like, really, suck it up, don't shop. But when you're a shopper and you've been a shopper for 30 years, that's kind of, that's like telling a smoker you're not smoking tomorrow after they've been smoking for 30 years. The chances of being successful if you just cold turkey, in my opinion, the odds aren't in my favor. So I was thinking about it, and I was talking to my husband because he and I, you know, talked about some of the things we wanted to do this year and how we were going to get there. And I kind of mentioned to him a no-buy, and he was like, every time you do one of those, it like costs more money in the end because you go crazy once it's over, which is a valid point. So we were talking, and we thought maybe a low buy might be better, where I have like a monthly, like a weekly allowance, like a monthly budget, and you know, I can certainly spend it. Or let's say I know, you know, MAC is coming out with a collection next month and I'm gonna want several pieces for it. So maybe this month there's not much I want, so just keep the money aside, and then, you know, next month I'll have like my monthly budget plus extra to buy, you know, a collection or whatever. So for me personally, I'm gonna have to kind of go back on my word about the no buy and change it to a low buy, which I know I'm probably gonna get so much crap for it, but whatever, this is my life, I can do what I want. I make the rules, it was my no buy. So I'm gonna do a low buy. I'm not going to tell you what my monthly budget is. However, what I am going to tell you is she does what I spend on beauty in a month video, and she shows you what she bought for the month and tells you what she spent. And she has said that that has helped her kind of keep her spending in check. So I think I might do monthly check-ins and let you guys know you know, where I'm at with that. And I mean, obviously you guys don't need to know like my financial situation, because I mean, that's totally personal. I don't go around asking you like how much you make or how much you spend. But I might do a video like that each month. Let me know if that's something that interests you, because if it's something that interests you, I'll totally do it. But if nobody's gonna want to see it, then I'm not gonna do it. Tools that I brainstormed about how I'm gonna, you know, fulfill that resolution. Doing more shopping my stash, getting to know my collection. I'm gonna bring back the weekly makeup basket. I'm gonna do it now, but I'm not gonna be like featuring my weekly makeup basket until next month, just because I've pre-filmed a lot of videos and I have them scheduled for this month. So I'm gonna do that. I know a lot of you really liked that and actually requested that I bring that back. Plus that gives me a really good idea on what I have already, and you know, if I like something or I don't like something, then I can, you know, put it in a box and pass it on. Which, passing on items, I do a lot of clean outs. I'm not a person that keeps stuff if I don't like it. A lot of times I'll do a clean out like every 3 to 6 months, and I'll put stuff away. I'll let my sister and my mom go through it, and then what they don't want, I, you know, will pass on like to my aunt, or I'll, you know, take things to work. I've done makeup sales. I'm getting ready to start another traveling makeup box with some of the ladies in the Plays Well with Makeup group. So I'll try to do one of those, so then I'm constantly, you know, cleaning out my collection, sanitizing things, and passing them on to somebody who might get use out of them. I'm gonna really focus on researching items that are on my wish list. I did that this time around with my Christmas money because, you know, I had a strict budget as far as the money that I was gifted for Christmas, and I really was so proud of myself, you guys. I literally like went from like 20 things down to like 4 or 5 things at Sephora that I wanted, and then when I went to the store and I swatched and played around with some things, I'm like, maybe I don't need this. So I'm just trying to, I'm gonna try to be better about researching, blog research, videos, really seeing if the item that I want is worth it. It's the whole money situation and how I'm going to cut back on frivolous spending. Physical. This one's a hard one for me to talk about. I mean, I'm not going to get upset about it or anything, but it's just hard for me to talk about because I consider myself to be very confident. Like, I'm very sure of who I am, and I don't really pay attention to what people necessarily like have to say about me, because I know that the people who matter to me and who I matter to love and support me and love me for who I am. So I try not to let the weirdos like get in my headspace. But I, you know, used to be very active. We like to go out to eat, and we like to like snack. So he has like the worst eating habits of life, and everybody that knows him will say that about him. And I've kind of picked those up, and it hasn't been good for me. I recently went to the doctor. We got new insurance last year, and I had a new doctor, and she was like, you need to come in for physical, you need to come in for physical. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Well, I just wasn't feeling very good. I was feeling tired, I was feeling run down, I was feeling just blah and gross, and I went in and she, you know, did a whole workup, and there are some underlying things that I've got going on, nothing serious. My diet obviously doesn't help. So basically I have I don't have high cholesterol where I need medication, but I have higher cholesterol, which 30 years old and you have higher cholesterol, like disgusting. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I might even edit it out. I don't know. So I need to get that in check, A. And B, I just need to be better about how I'm eating so that I feel better. I need to get moving so I can get healthy. It's not even about losing weight for vanity. And like I told my doctor, I said, it's not about losing X pounds so that I can wear X dress, or I'm going on vacation in, you know, the fall and I want to look X way. No, it's not about that for me. It's about getting healthy. It's about being healthy so that I can feel good about myself. Because when you feel good about yourself physically, you're just a better person. I can be a better wife, a better mother, a better daughter, a better sister, a better coworker. You know, I can just be a better person. So I've started to see a nutritionist, and I saw her once in December, and now I'm going back in January, and I'm going to see her like once every 6 weeks, I think. My doctor referred her to me because I do have struggle with losing weight. So she, in our first meeting, you know, the first meeting is kind of weird because you're trying to explain to her like your eating habits and she doesn't know you and you're going back and forth. Well, she gave me some really great tools that I've been incorporating into my life, and I feel like I have a good foundation to get rolling with that. The second aspect of that is on January 4th, I am doing the Give Yourself 30 program. It is an 8-week program that was created by Abby from Color Swept Beauty. I'm gonna list her channel below because she is freaking amazing. I recently discovered her when my friend Melissa mentioned her in her resolutions that she was doing this program, and I went and I subscribed, and I don't like to pay for things like fitness wise because I like to be able to try it first to know if it's something that I'm gonna like, which sounds terrible. But I watched her video and a few of her videos, like I binge watched a few because she is actually a certified trainer. She's the one that creates your workouts. She's the one that you check in with. She guides you. She has a Facebook group. She's there to answer all your questions and basically train you on, you know, via the internet in this program. It's $25 a month if you do the Give Yourself 30 program. I did pay for it with my own money. You can get more of a personalized plan, and I believe that's $35 a month. You pay via PayPal. It's super easy, and you can start whenever you want. You don't have to start on January 1st. Whenever you're ready to make the change and give yourself 30 minutes a day of exercise, she has a plan created for you. It's really cool. You get a free app with the program. It's called Trainerize. You log in and she actually custom makes your work. There's a calendar in there and it says, today you're doing this. And then you can go in and she has YouTube videos, short little clips on how to do the exercise. And then when you've done it, you log it so that she can track your progress. And she does weekly check-ins with you. She's also available by email. You can also message her through the app. I have been probably super annoying to her because I've asked so many stinking questions already, just because I like to read things and know things before I get started. If you do anything for yourself, go watch this video. I'll link it below. It is her How to Have the Best Year Ever. I watched that thing and I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm having the best year ever, Abby, and I'm doing it because of you. Which I know sounds so lame, but she's just, there's something about her. She is like, I don't know. She needs to be a motivational speaker because after I watched that video, I was like, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. So I'll link that video below. I'll also leave a link to her Give Yourself 30 program so you can read about it. If you're interested in it, definitely shoot her a message on YouTube, shoot her an email. She's super sweet. She replies really, really quick. Definitely worth checking out. And so I am going to be doing a bonus video the first Sunday of every month, giving you guys an update on the program, my progress, my successes, maybe some struggles that I've encountered, you know, any type of snacks or meals that I'm really loving or recipes that I've tried, or, you know, anything fitness related that I am experiencing along the way. So that's where I am with physical. The last resolution I have is my channel. Obviously, the end of 2014, I really slacked with uploading videos. So I need to be better and more consistent. I want to continue to grow. I have a couple upcoming opportunities that I'm really excited about, and collaborations with a couple companies that I'm super stoked about. So watch for those videos. As always, you guys, I want to continue to create content that's valued. I want to know, do you guys still want to see weekly favorites going into this year? Do you want to see more reviews? I know when I do a weekly favorites, that takes up, you know, a video each week. So it really only leaves me room to do 2 other videos a week. Do you want to see Get Ready With Me and tutorials? I do them. I know some people want to see them, but they don't get a lot of views. So if you're not wanting to see them and you don't like my style or how I do my makeup, you know, say, less tutorials, more reviews, or more reviews, less, I don't know. So weekly favorites, let me know about, and Shop My Stash is coming back. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I think I always mention that when I talk about these kind of things. I know this video is long-winded. My battery's about to die. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to give a check-in with these resolutions mid-year so I can keep myself accountable, and then those monthly check-ins with the Give Yourself 30 program. I am actually super excited to be doing those. So I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.